Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski has declined to comment on the announcement regarding a new round of meetings between the name issue negotiators announced by mediator Matthew Nimitz. I do not want to comment on anything before the meeting, Gruevski said on Thursday. Ambassador Matthew Nimitz, the Secretary General's personal envoy for the talks between Greece and former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, has invited the representatives of both parties, Ambassador Adamantios Vasilakis of Greece and Ambassador Zoran Yolevski of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, to meet with him at United Nations headquarters on November 19th and 20th, and both sides have accepted the invitation. Personal envoy Nimitz will meet the representatives both separately and in a joint meeting to assess the status of the U.S. welcomes mediator Nimitz's latest initiative. U.S. Ambassador to Macedonia Paul Wallers said his country welcomes mediator Matthew Nimitz's latest invitation to the negotiators to a meeting in New York and the return to the negotiating table in the process under UN auspices. According to him, Macedonia's response to the Greek Memorandum of Understanding was a pretty good one. He also stated that it was good that there was dialogue because it is the most important factor for finding a solution. At the briefing with the Macedonian media, Wallers noted that Macedonia could count on full support and that the US is still the country's biggest friend. Furthermore, he welcomed the European Commission's fourth positive recommendation in a row for start of EU talks and voiced his hopes that the name issue will be solved soon so that Macedonia moves forward in the EU Atlantic integration. According to Wallers, the US will accept any solution Skopje and Athens will find. In addition, he pointed out that decriminalization of defamation is a positive step in building a free media space as a key tool for democratic development. The ambassador denied the media reports that he influenced DPA leader Menduh Taci to return to the opposition front. According to him, the citizens should decide whether early parliamentary elections are necessary in spring, though they are physically possible. Macedonian delegation attends Women's and Children's Rights Conference. Macedonian MP Liliana Popovska urged EU Special Representative for Human Rights Stavros Lambrinidis to fight for the rights of Macedonians in Greece and the withdrawal of the FYROM reference at Thursday's conference on protection of the rights of women and children and their condition in the Western Balkan countries held at the European Parliament. MP Popovska also requested that the chair of the conference, vice president of the Committee of the Women's Rights and Gender Equality, Livia Jaroka, refrain from using the FYROM reference. FYROM is an insulting reference, and even more insulting than its full form, said President of the Democratic Revival of Macedonia and MP Popovska. Popovska, who is also chair of the Parliament's Committee on Equal Opportunities for Men and Women, addressed the European Parliament and underlined that the role of women and children in society is an important topic in Macedonia and that the government was working on meeting the Copenhagen criteria. She saluted the appointment of Mr. Lambrinidis for a special representative for human rights, underlining Macedonia's expectations from him in line of motivating his Greek colleagues, together with the EP, to change Greece's attitude towards minorities, i.e. to urge the country to recognize the minorities living there. Chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Antonio Miloševski, offered the Macedonian law on decriminalization as a model that could be used by other European countries. Macedonia MPs hold debate on democracy in multi-ethnic societies. Macedonian politicians hold the key to stable interethnic relations. Cohesion should be seen not only as a project but as a process as well. These are the experts' opinions considering democracy in multi-ethnic societies. According to Professor Petar Atanasov, the Ohrid Framework Agreement is interpreted differently in different parties. Professor Rizvan Sulejmani considers that there is a lack of alternatives, whereas Professor Ljubomir Frčkovski recommends a principle of integration rather than disintegration. According to former head of state Branko Crvenkovski, there is no good cooperation without democracy. Member of Parliament Ermira Mehmeti Devaja considers that a political dialogue is crucial. In a non-democratic society, you can create illusion, you can hide problems and with threats, pressure or repression try and conceal them. However, problems are not solved that way and the situation will eventually escalate, stated Crvenkovski. A country which strives to create mature European Western standards and considers that the interethnic issue has been overcome 10 years ago can find the solution to its problems in a dialogue. There is always need for a dialogue, said Chair of the Committee for Relations Among Communities, Ermira Mehmeti Devaya. The debate on Thursday was organized by the German Friedrich Ebert Foundation and the Finnish Kalevi Sorsa Foundation and Macedonian Institute Progress. All organizations support the social democratic theory. Macedonian Army Chief of General Staff meets with Bosnia and Herzegovina counterpart. Bilateral defense cooperation between Macedonia and Bosnia and Herzegovina is an example of mutual trust and friendly relations, which is surely a strong contribution to peace and stability in the region, the Macedonian Army Chief of General Staff, Major General Goran Čokoteski, assessed following his meeting in Skopje with his Bosnia and Herzegovina counterpart, Lieutenant General Miladin Milojčić. The Bosnia and Herzegovina armed forces made their contribution to the training of 50 of our members in the International Peace Operations Center, as well as in the mixed teams undergoing training in Macedonia and Bosnia and Herzegovina for detection of landmines and explosives. We will continue the joint training and exercises. We have offered our training capacities and regional centers, Koteski pointed out. According to Milojčić, the fact that the cooperation between the two armies is improving sends a good message to the Western Balkans and the region as a whole. Milojčić also said the schooling of Bosnia and Herzegovina armed forces cadets in the military academy in Skopje is significant, as is the participation of a Bosnian armed forces platoon in the exercise at Krivolak. I must thank you for the participation of the Macedonian members of the Althea mission with the frameworks of international contingents as well as in the Peace Operations Center, he added.
Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.